Hey y'all, welcome back to Krista's Kitchen. So we're going to do 2 meals in this video and show you how to get them going. First we're going to get dinner going in the slow cooker, and then we'll make lunch. So we're going to have some teriyaki chicken for dinner tonight, and then for lunch we're just having some pizza twist. Super simple and fun, and even easy enough that the kids could do it. So I'm going to zoom y'all in, and we're going to start with the teriyaki chicken and kind of move on from there. Okay, so first up we're going to make our little sauce down in the bottom of our bowl for our teriyaki chicken. First thing going down into the bottom of our pan is 3/4 of a cup of soy sauce. You should actually use a liquid measuring cup, but we're going to stick with 1 cup for today. Now we have the 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. I said 1 cup, but we're going to switch it up. We're going to have 1/3 of a cup of rice wine vinegar, about 2 cloves of minced garlic, and about 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground ginger. I do have some fresh ginger, so I'm just going to grate some pieces of that down into it. I keep my ginger in the freezer, and then you just scrape off the bark of it before grating it up. But the fresh ginger, when you have it, use it. If not, the ground ginger will work just fine. We're just going to whisk this all around. And I do use a low sodium soy sauce, so I'm not adding any extra salt to this for right now. Then we're going to add in 2 to 3 pounds of chicken breast or chicken thighs. Chicken thighs would be best, but I really need to restock my freezer, so we're going to use chicken breast because that's what we got. And I'm just tossing these in that sauce just a little bit. Once they cook down, I'll slice them into some bigger chunks. But that's it. It's going to go in our crock pot for about 4 hours on low. And in about an hour or 2, I'll cut these into some large chunks just so they cook quicker and it's more servings. It's actually split up like it should be. But that's it. And into the crock pot it goes. Okay, so next up we're making our pizza twist. So we need 2 cans of just your choice of pizza dough. You can even get fresh pizza dough or make it. I just got this from the grocery store. So we're going to roll it out onto our cutting board and just kind of stretch it a little bit. Okay, that looks about right. We're going to take some tomato paste and just spread this all across the bottom of our pizza dough. And I found the tomato paste works better than pizza sauce just because the pizza sauce ends up being a little bit too runny and it tends to burn when it's like dripping out of the pizza twist. Now that we have our tomato paste all spread out pretty evenly, we're just going to sprinkle some Italian seasoning over it, not too heavy. We don't want to overpower it. Next we're going to shred a little bit of fresh parsley. And you don't have to do this, and if you don't have it, that's okay. It just makes it look super pretty. Next up, we're going to top it with some mozzarella cheese. As you can see, we like ours super cheesy, and when we twist these up, some of the edges will get a little more brown than you might like because we're using the extra cheese and it will stick to the pan for that, or it'll crispy to the pan, but that's okay. We like those extra crispy little edges too. And then now we just top it with some pepperoni. I found that whenever I slice it and it has pepperoni on it, it can be hard to get a good twist or to keep the pepperoni in. So I try to go in a line, and that way this is kind of what I imagine is the center of my twist. Now this is where our second crust comes in. So we're going to try and stretch this. If you have more counter space than I do, you can stretch it on your countertop and kind of float it over. But I'm going to try and stretch it before I put it down because we want it to cover the same area that this one did. So we're just pulling it over our toppings, trying to lift up and pull. Not so much pulling all the ingredients underneath it. You don't have to seal any edges or do anything like that. I'm just trying to get it to kind of hold to itself so that whenever we start cutting, it sticks a little bit better. We're going to cut it into little strips, hopefully staying in between those pepperonis that we laid down. and I can already tell I'm going through some of my pepperoni whenever I can feel it start to pull, but I got a little bit wide on that one anyway. So an easier way to make sure you're not going through is if you leave the edge and kind of watch from the bottom where your rows are. And I think I've kind of gotten myself all off already. I'm not sure if it's salvageable, but it'll still turn out. Okay. And then we're going to slice straight down the middle to cut these in half. Now our oven is preheating to 425, and this is the really fun part. So just take a kebab skewer and you press it down into your little dough. You're just trying to get it to make that line that kind of seals the center. And here's the fun. Stretch it a little bit and just give it a little twist. And this is what I was saying about the pepperoni. You see that they have a hard time staying in, but we like pepperoni, so it's not that big of a deal to us. If you just want to do cheese pizza, then that's going to really give you that pretty twist the best. So again, we're just going to fold it over on top. Push our skewer down in it. It just kind of squishes them together and gives you that nice center so it twists easier. Pick it up, stretch just a little, and twist. And voila. Alright, we're going to continue them. Like I said, the oven is preheating to 425. So as soon as we have these all on the pan, they'll be ready to go in for about 17 to 20 minutes. Depending on if you do single twist with just the one pizza piece or if you double them over. Alright y'all, so they're all done, and look how cheesy. They're still super hot, but we just have a little bit of pizza sauce on the side for us to dip them in, and just a more fun way of having pizza. So we'll see y'all back in just a little bit to cut up the the chicken and let it finish cooking. Say hi.
Bye.
Bye. You ready to eat?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. So at about the 2-hour mark, we took the chicken out and cubed it up and put it back in. And now that it's been 4 hours, we've just made a cornstarch slurry with a heaping tablespoon of cornstarch and equal parts water. So we're just going to pour this in. And I've turned our slow cooker onto the saute function, and we're going to let this thicken up, and I want it to come to a boil to kind of cook that cornstarchy flavor off and really thicken it. But we're thickening the sauce, and then we'll add the chicken back in. You could probably do this with the chicken in. I just don't want to cook the chicken any further. It's all the way finished, and I don't want it to end up drying out. So I just want, you can see how quickly this is thickening it up too. It doesn't take much at all. Pretty cool, huh? Eleanor's watching from the side, and she got to see how thin it was. Watch out, baby. It's very hot and it'll pop.
Uh-oh.
Now that it's all thickened and heated through, we're going to turn it off, add the chicken back, toss it into it, and I'll show y'all how we plate it up and what we're serving it alongside. So dinner's all ready. We just mixed in a bag of the frozen broccoli with the chicken and put it over some white rice, some mini wontons, and some miso soup. Give it a try. We hope y'all enjoy.